Hi, Kevin Coop here, and this is FaceTime with the Content Guy. So, we talk a lot here on Morning Newsbeat about things like living wages and minimum wages and the advantages that a lot of companies, end up having when they create business models in which either employees are owners or they are part of some kind of really ambitious stock ownership program or a profit sharing program. So they feel like they have a piece of the action. They feel like they have some skin in the game. And I always think that's a really good way of bridging a lot of the management labor gaps, especially at a time when income disparity in this country is at an all-time high. But I've recently been made aware of a different business construct, which seems to have an even higher purpose going for it. And I thought I would bring it to your attention. Now, the company is actually based out in Oregon, and they're called Organically Grown Company. And what they're doing is they're using trust law, and I want to make sure I get this right, to structure its operational and funding model to support purpose-based entrepreneurship, ownership, and succession. Previously, employee and grower-owned, OGC is making a bold move to buy back all of its shares from its stockholders and transfer them to something called the Sustainable Food and Agricultural Perpetual Purpose Trust. It's created by the company. It's going to eventually have 100% ownership in the company and is going to ensure that basically the company delivers positive economic, social, and environmental impact and maintains its independence forever. Okay, there's never going to be a challenge to its ownership. It can't be sold, according to the trust. Now, Organically Grown says that this new structure is going to allow it to focus 100% on its total purpose, which is to deliver a positive impact on people, on the environment, on the economy. And this is, it's a pretty big company. It basically, last year, it moved more than 100 million pounds of fresh fruit and vegetables just across the Pacific Northwest. It wants to provide services and products that are really going to be positive. And this is one way of doing it. Now, it also says that this new structure is going to eliminate, quote, the pressure to maximize short-term quarterly profits and exit value for shareholders. Instead, they'll maximize purpose by creating long-term returns to mission-aligned evergreen investors and sharing the balance of profits with stakeholders, farmers, co-workers, customers, and community. And listen, as important as I think it is for employees to feel like they have a piece of the business, I think we're clearly living at a time when a number of customers think it's really important to do business with a purpose-driven company. I think that's incredibly important. Listen, you can define purpose a lot of different ways, but I think there's lots of examples of it out there. Look at Newman's Own, for example, a company that was founded to be purpose-driven and continues to grow, continues to innovate. Think of Ben & Jerry's ice cream. They're owned by Unilever, and yet they have maintained their identity and their purpose in terms of their sort of corporate approach to things. Think of Land O'Lakes, right? We talked a little bit here some time ago about Land O'Lakes. It's a cooperative, but by talking about authenticity and purpose, this is a company that, 50% or whatever of the farmers are women, which means a lot, especially these days. They're saying something about the brand that a lot of other brands can't say. This is incredibly important. And that's the kind of thing that OGC seems to be doing. They're putting purpose above profit and then establishing an organizational structure that is, again, going to talk about people, the environment, and economy. All those things incredibly important. I like it a lot. Anyway, that's what's on my mind this morning. And as always, I want to hear what's on your mind.